Cryptocurrency is being stolen with phone numbers. Dreamhost was compelled to turn over data, and Android had a slew of spyware apps. All that coming up now on ThreatWire. Greetings, I am Shannon Morse, and this is ThreatWire for August 24th, 2017, your summary of the threats to our security, privacy, and internet freedom. I'm officially back after a really quick trip to Oregon for the eclipse. I am 2 days late. I know this, I realize this, but I have got your weekly security news. If you have not checked out our Patreon yet, please do so. We have tons that we want to do for this show, but we can't do it without your support. Patreon.com/ThreatWire is the place to support the show. And now on to the news. So first off, cryptocurrency. Big thanks to Decimatrix for sending in 2 stories for today's show. Remember, patrons, you can post your favorite stories on the community tab on our Patreon page to be featured. We tout time and time again using 2-factor authentication for your online accounts, specifically calling on users to use applications wherever possible instead of phone numbers. Due to not only 2-factor authentication, but also account recovery tools commonly using SMS and phone calls to verify your identity, it's probably worth noting that a phone number is not necessarily secure. In 2013, 1,038 incidents occurred and were reported where an attacker was able to gain control of a person's online accounts by calling their user's cell phone carrier and transferring control of the phone number to a new phone. And since then, this has increased in 2016 to 2,658 and will probably continue to climb. Recently, attackers have started using this technique to steal money from virtual currency wallets. The New York Times reported on a virtual currency customer named Mr. Bernisk who had the equivalent of $150,000 stolen from his online virtual currency account. Attackers can call Verizon, AT&T, T-Mobile, whoever, and use social engineering plus a little bit of personal information on the customer to get the carrier to transfer the phone number on an account to a new device and SIM card. And by doing so, the attacker can then use account recovery tools online on some websites to get verification codes sent to their new device instead of the customer's, and the customer would no longer have access to any verification codes they would normally receive via text or phone call. Cell phone providers need to train employees on better security protocols to verify users and add stricter implementations on accounts, such as PIN codes or phone passwords, and make sure that they train their employees to make sure they have those phone passwords any time they call in. Some virtual currency sites such as Coinbase has recommended that users delete their phone number from their account. Virtual currencies unfortunately do not have the same insurance or coverage that banks do, and once your money is stolen from an account, it cannot be reversed. About 10 days ago, Dreamhost, which is an LA-based website hosting provider, posted a blog regarding a search warrant that they had received from the Department of Justice requesting information about visitors to disruptj20.org, which is a website created to organize political protests against the current U.S. government administration. The search warrant requests information on the website, the owner, the visitors. Information includes messages, records, files, logs, database records, subscriber information such as names and addresses and telephone numbers and email addresses, any kind of business information, any kind of payment information, session information, and any other information Dreamhost may have on hand about individuals that were part of a July 20th protest and/or riots. The search warrant's vague request amounts to over 1.3 million visitors to the site in question. Dreamhost ended up challenging the request, and they were first turned down, with the DOJ filing motion in Washington, D.C. to compel the company to comply. Dreamhost worked closely with the EFF to keep individuals' privacy just that private. About a week later, Dreamhost worked in Washington with the DOJ to narrow the scope of information requested to exclude any kind of HTTP access like visitor IPs and any unpublished media from the site. Dreamhost's biggest concern with the case was that the government would be permitted data on thousands of users who simply visited the site using the Fourth and First Amendment rights as backing. Judge Morin of the Superior Court of Washington, D.C. is enforcing the DOJ motion to compel Dreamhost to comply with turning over data, but that also amended the request to the much narrower scope of information per Dreamhost demand. Now, while Dreamhost does have to give up some information, the court is also forcing the DOJ to comply with including names of government officials who will have access to data. The data must be overseen by the court. It must be justifiable as a part of the warrant, and the DOJ cannot share info with any other agency, and any extra information that is deemed unnecessary to the warrant will also be sealed. Now, of course, the government could still issue a warrant on the sealed data as well. According to a legal brief by the U.S. Attorney for D.C., Channing Phillips, the government had no interest in the IP addresses of 1.3 million visitors. According to the document as well, the government didn't even know when it got the warrant what it was asking for. How did they not know? After being alerted by researchers at Lookout, Google pulled over 500 applications from its Google Play Store for potentially having spyware installed via a backdoor. In total, the apps were downloaded over 100 million times, and all of them use the same software development kit. I'm probably going to pronounce this wrong, but I'm going to call it Igexen. The apps would connect to an ad network that would serve up targeted ads to individual users based on their interests. It's pretty common, and it's great revenue for applications. Unfortunately, the Chinese firm Igexen's SDK could also upload spyware through a backdoor at any time without notifying the user. Spyware installed could steal call information, GPS locations, Wi-Fi network information, and even more. Applications included games, weather apps, internet radio, photo editing tools, and camera applications. Now, Lookout does believe that publishers of the application did not know of the SDK problems, and as such is not publishing a list. Not all of the 500 applications had installed spyware, but they did have the potential to do so via the SDK. While application developers may not know of the issue, any application using the Igexen advertising development kit as part of their code could be susceptible if spyware was loaded from an Igexen-controlled server. This is not the first savvy spyware that we have seen on Android, and it is not going to be the last. Google is working to protect customers better via Google Play Protect, and users can also consider using a mobile antivirus application to detect issues. Thank you again to all the fine and wonderful people out there who contribute to patreon.com/ThreatWire. You are the reason that we can keep on bringing you news every single week. Any little bit helps us grow the show, and of course, in return, you get access to a bunch of extras on Patreon, including the RSS for the audio feed, as well as behind-the-scenes extras. We might even feature your adorable fur baby in an upcoming episode, just like these ones. Check out the perk levels on Patreon, and thank you so much again for helping us keep this show completely independent and ad-free. It's really appreciated, and it does help us fund the complete project of this show. And of course, if you cannot donate, you can hit that subscribe button, you can share this episode on your favorite social media page, and use the hashtag ThreatWire so that we can see it. And with that, I'm Shannon Morse. I will see you on the internet.